The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The Geek Show.
Joining me from The Geek Show today, it is MsBehaviour. Good morning, Ms. B.
Good morning, Wammo.
And you've been heavily involved over the past few weeks with something called People in Your Neighbourhood, or PIYN.net for short.
We have indeed, yes. It's New Zealand Music Month, and this is a music project funded by the British Council, which ran last year as well. The whole idea is to get local artists, urban performers from local ethnic communities, mixing them up with UK artists who've come over to do masterclasses.
Yep.
Basically, all the internationals turned up at the beginning of last week, and in 3 days they put together from scratch a 1-hour performance. All the music was composed, all of the choreography of the dancing was made up in 3 days.
Wow.
Absolutely incredible.
Kind of almost the 48 hours of music.
Yeah, very much so. So basically they've got the Urban Soul Orchestra who've come across. Do you remember Soul to Soul back in the day?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jazzy B and all those groovy guys.
Yep.
Well, they've got a string section who tour the world working with local artists. There's also a few people from the Auckland Philharmonic along, and an urban beat poet called Charlie Dark, who's been over from the UK, who's absolutely awesome. So he's been emceeing, doing spoken word performance over the top of the music that's been put together. So
Nice.
we ran some workshops up in Auckland last week. I did a creative online toolkit. Then we did a performance on Saturday night, which was at the Civic Theatre. Now, we also wanted to introduce, because last year they went and did a performance at Wammo, released a Creative Commons licensed album. This year we really wanted to get involved in participatory media.
Mm-hmm.
So Mohawk Media, myself and Calvin, we basically put together an online toolkit, and we did a live youth stream during the performance on Saturday night. And I was also talking to people out all over the world using Twitter.
Yeah, because I clicked onto the live performance, and I think I managed to catch just the end of it.
Brilliant.
And I saw Nathan Haynes up on
Yes,
stage.
Nathan Haynes was up on stage. Definitely, yeah, he was jamming along with us.
So what's involved with putting that together?
It's an incredibly complex thing, but really it's a matter of. Do you mean the performance of the youth stream?
Or the youth stream, yeah.
The youth stream, yeah. Well, that's not so complicated. The actual getting people together and writing so much music in such a short time is, obviously. But the fantastic thing is that the tools that we use now are very, very accessible, and this is obviously relevant to bands out there. There's only so many people you can perform to in a venue.
Yeah.
So with Ustream TV, you can. What we were using was one DV cam on a locked-off position for the stage, and then 2 Logitech webcams. So nothing, fancy, probably the sort of gear that you'd have lying around your studio.
That was the Logitech 9000 Pros?
That's the one that you use. We've got 2 of them. So
if you're watching the live video stream now, that's the camera that I'm using right now.
Yep, there you go. And of course we use Ustream TV on The Geek Show on Kiwi FM, and you do all of your shows in the morning. So what we did is we had a laptop setup that was running the Ustream and the camera feeds. My netbook was basically for interacting and talking to people, so I was on Twitter sending out tweets, chatting to people, and then we were cutting between the different camera feeds. That was going out live all over the world, and then the great thing about it is as soon as you finish recording, it automatically podcasts it for you.
Yeah.
So if you want to see the Auckland performance, you can go to PIYN.net, and there is a recording of about 103 minutes from the Saturday show, but we're doing it all over again down in Wellington this weekend. So the crew are on their way down. There's a show in Taupo on Thursday night, and then I'm going to be running another Creatives online toolkit workshop in Wellington on Friday. Now, there are still spaces available. If anyone's interested in coming along to it, it's free. All you have to do is send an email to studio@mohawkmedia.co.nz to say that you'd like to register for it. It's from 1 till 3 on Friday this week in the Quality Hotel on Cuba Street.
And so that's where people will be able to learn how to do what you've just been telling us about?
They can come along, and I'll be basically covering a whole range of tools, marketplaces, spaces from right across the creative industries, and then talking about the streaming side of it, the live performance side of it, how you can do a live stream from a mobile phone. Which is very exciting. I showed people that at the end of the workshop, and everyone's like, wow, literally, you start recording, you press a button, it goes out on the internet and is podcast. It's that easy now. So you can see for bands wanting to put on live events, shows, add this interactive element to it, to be able to reach people who aren't in their city is a fantastic toolkit to use. So, and again,
perhaps the future of gigs in general, really?
I think so. I really think that streaming media, and because, you know, it's such a brilliant way to reach more fans than you ever could if you were putting on a gig somewhere. And also get interactive feedback. You can be talking to people in a live situation. So, you know, the way I see it is I think that part of a performance toolkit may well be a couple of crew who just manage this side of the this element of the performance. So we're also doing the performance again in Wellington on Saturday. So again, I think tickets are $25. It's at the Overseas Terminal down on the waterfront.
Oh, cool.
So again, doors open at 8. Charlie Dark's going to be doing sort of like lots of poetry. He's also doing a masterclass down here, I think. Again, all the information is online at yn.net. And if you can't join us actually in the flesh, as it were, on Saturday night, then just rock on over to the website. Probably be streaming from about 10 p.m. I think the live show is from 11 till midnight, and you'll be able to watch it all live online.
Great. All the deets at PIYN.net, which stands for People in Your Neighbourhood. We all speak music.
We do.
Thanks very much, Ms. B.
Awesome. A nice one for your 31 bands in a box.
Yeah.
Stellar work.
The website for The Geek Show as well, thegeekshow.com, 2 3s rather than 2 E's. Yes, talking 31 bands, Cornerstone Roots playing live.